What is it?
This one, I don't know.
What is it
I
though?
don't know what it's called. I don't know. I saw the mouth. It was like kind of like
They have
a.
teeth? Tell me what they are.
These are leopard
I
sharks.
can't even get to speak up.
These are leopard sharks.
Can you point to one?
Okay, now let's go.
And she's 20 feet long. Corky's a big girl. But Corky's sort of like our grandmother of the pod. Sort of like how you and I know people who are real go-getters, and you have other people who are a little bit more relaxed, a little bit more passive. That's basically what Corky is, and then Kasaka is going to be those male bottlenose dolphin between our 3 SeaWorld parks. Now he's also sired or had lots of bottlenose dolphin calves across the world. Now, Bodine is a Pacific bottlenose dolphin, which is why he's a little bit bigger than Bell. Bell is an Atlantic bottlenose dolphin. They are 2 different species. You find Pacific bottlenose dolphins in the Pacific Ocean. You find Atlantic bottlenose dolphins in the Atlantic Ocean. Now, the Pacific bottlenose dolphins, like favorite, and stand behind the lines. Thank you. I'm gonna squeeze in over here. We'll give you a few minutes to take a look at their bottlenose dolphins back here. As you can see,
What do you think, Griffin? Look at
the youngest one in here is 6 months old, and her name is Constance, or as the trainers like to call her, they like to call her Connie. So if you're looking for a little bottlenose dolphin calf, this is what you're looking for. You're looking for a big dorsal fin next to a little dorsal fin. Females that are in here that, of course, like to stick their heads on up and see what's going on up here. Very naturally curious. I start taking a look at their bodies, or at their heads especially. Take a look at the little dimple they have right behind their eyes. A couple inches behind their eyes, close to where their lower jawbone would be, you see a little dimple. Now that little dimple happens to be where their ears are located. Now of course these animals don't hear like you and I hear. You and I hear sound waves through the air. Our ears are going to be open. Whereas bottlenose dolphins, they have an inner ear, and that inner ear is connected to their lower jawbone. So what we figured out is that they can pick up sound vibrations through their lower jaw. They hear through their lower jaw. That lower jaw is surrounded by lots and lots of fatty tissue, which is great for picking up sound vibrations. Now, do any of you here know what a tuning fork is? Okay, if you have scars you see on their bodies, they're not from us, they're from each other, and that's a perfectly normal, healthy type of social behavior. Now we'll take a look at everything on our way back, but I want to make sure we have time, ample time everywhere. So you can come around this way if you want to, just make sure you stay about 2.5, 3 feet back. Now these ones are a little bit more shy, but one of them typically will pop up their head. Now you notice that these dolphins are black and white. These are called Palmer sea dolphins. They are the world's smallest dolphins. Now that black and white coloration is a type of camouflage that they have called disruptive coloration. Just like really small dolphins. Yes, you know?
Like zebras, can't they just
Sorry about that.
if a shark's trying to attack them, like a lion trying to attack us, but they just
We'll throw in some lettuce in there for them to eat. Green sea turtles, green sea turtles are not called green sea turtles because their shell is green. Because sometimes they're not green, sometimes they have a darker black coloration, sometimes they're olive green, sometimes they're gray, sometimes they're brown. They're called green sea turtles because they have green fat. Why do they have green fat? Accidentally think your fingers are tasty little fish. These are hands and fingers attached to your bodies today. And does anyone know what types of animals these are?
Oh, that's cute.
Now, these sea pups are probably no more than a year old. These ones were rescued. A lot of them are going to be now near a parasite that called a, I believe it's a lungworm. They can get lungworm from the fish that they eat, which oftentimes sometimes feed on the snails. Snails have that parasite in them, transfers to chicken eggs have yolks. Shark eggs have yolks. That's what they feed off of as they're developing. And once they have fully eaten that yolk, they have already grown to the size where they're big enough to hatch on out of that egg. Now, there's one way the sharks give birth is by being oviparous, meaning that they lay eggs. Does anyone know another way that a shark gives birth? Or a shark has young? Live birth, yes, very good. Live birth means that you're being viviparous. Oviparous lays eggs, viviparous gives live birth. Does everyone always let you know this is really called yes? Not eggshell. Oviviparous is an actual eggshell inside there. The pods pouch out of the egg, and then ways that sharks and stingrays and rays can reproduce and have offspring. Any questions about that? Yes?
I have a question. Do the sharks hold the eggs in one day?
Do the sharks lay their eggs in one day? Typically, yes. It will be typically takes no longer than an hour, but it can also depend on the species. It's a very good question. Let's go down over here for a second. I'm going to squeeze around to the opposite side. There's also a little stepping area for our smaller guests, for our children here. Not an eggshell. Over by the rivers, there's an actual eggshell inside there. The pups pouch out of the egg, and then the mom will give life birth. So those are the three ways that sharks and stingrays and rays can reproduce and have offspring. Any questions about that? Yes?
I have a question. Do the sharks hold the eggs in one day?
Do the sharks lay their eggs in one day? Typically, yes. It typically takes no longer than an hour, but it can also depend on the species. It's a very good question. Let's go down over here for a second. I'm going to squeeze around to the opposite side. There's also a little stepping area for our smaller guests, for our children here. Squeeze in over here on this corner, and they'll get out of your way, I promise. And then, of course, when you folks get the chance, I want to make sure that if you're over by the egg incubation tank, they're over here because I need to make sure everyone is watching me do this. It's very, very simple. But as my young guest asked earlier, has anyone been bitten by the sharks in here? There was a child who was, can you hear me okay still? Great, super echoey. There was a kid who decided it'd be a good idea to stick his fingers underneath the shark's head. What's underneath the shark's head? Mouth. And the shark's defense, if you stuck your fingers in my mouth, I would probably bite you too. So we're going to avoid the head. That's where the eyes are. That's where the gills are. And of course, underneath the head, that's where the mouth is. But it makes no about it. They didn't even break any skin. So they're very gentle. They're very used to being touched. And what I'm going to do, we're just going to do a 2-finger touch here, so that way we're not overbearing on the animal. I'm just going to touch it by the pectoral flippers, these 2 side flippers that it has. I'm going to touch it down towards the tail and in the opposite direction. And if swimming around, you're more than welcome to still touch it as well. We just ask you to be nice and gentle and respectful to our sharks.
Griffin! Griffin, go! What's it feel like? What's it feel like?
Now, inside this pool are the brown banded bamboo sharks. They have the brown stripes. And then we also have white spotted bamboo sharks. They have the white spots and the brown stripes. Now, the bamboo sharks are very hardy species. They also reproduce very quickly. All the eggs.
Go ahead, try it.
These jaws are unhinged. That's why we
Go ahead, try it again.
so big. Same thing with the sharks.
I'm going to videotape you.
So, they're like sharks. They can smaller sharks. They can shake their head.
Go ahead, Griffin! What happened? Come on, Griffin. He won't bite you. Go ahead, last chance. What's it feel like? What's it feel like?
Kind of rough, kind of. Not that.
A couple of people who need to step back off the team. Some rows they pulled out, right? Also, it's wide down the leg.
What is that? Wow.
Hi, Patrick.
Under the water. But don't pull it out, okay?
Yeah, don't.
You can touch it, but don't.
Hurry up quick, 'cause we're almost out of battery. You got like 1 minute left, so get your hand in there, Griffin. Are you gonna touch one or no?
I am. Like the belly of it.
Hurry up, quick.
I'm trying. No. Fast. Okay, done.